Oftentimes, enthusiasts dig deeper into their wallets on a slippery slope as they ask, why just replace something when you can improve on it? Well, hello again to all my friends. Kevin here, and thank you for watching this video in our Bottom Line series, your go-to source for all things about custom lower trucks. Now, before we get started, please make sure to do me a solid by liking this video and also subscribing to this channel. Well, it's a known fact that it takes a significant amount of funding to own a truck and customize it to your liking. Ownership comes with an ongoing tally for parts and pieces to buy in order to keep your truck operational. Depending on build quality, these surprise bills for repairs or improvements can vary in magnitude. But does that mean that custom trucks are money pits? Well, that's the question I intend to answer in this video. In the world of automotive enthusiasts, the allure of trucks has always been undeniable. Whether it's the rugged charm of classic trucks or the sleek customization options available in new models, truck enthusiasts find themselves navigating a fine line between passion and practicality. This narrative explores the idea that custom trucks are potential money pits, contrasting the allure of customization against the potential financial burdens that come with them. Classic trucks evoke a sense of nostalgia, transporting enthusiasts to a bygone era where simplicity met durability. The charm of a vintage pickup with timeless design and mechanical strength is a powerful draw for both collectors and enthusiasts. I truly believe that these trucks are like time machines, transporting us to our youth or before that, leaving our minds to fill in the gaps with imagination of what things were like when these trucks were first created. Just by taking a glance at one of these trucks, you get a sense of what life was like when it was not as complicated as when you get older. For me, just jumping in a classic vehicle simply brings joy to my day. I think there are several factors that make this so. When you look inside the cab of an old truck, or even one that's been customized, you'll probably find less buttons and knobs than in new trucks. This is one gripe I have about new cars, is that I feel that there are so many functions that it can be a bit of an overwhelming experience. In my opinion, having less to worry about while riding around can ultimately improve your driving experience. However, the appeal of classic trucks comes with a set of challenges that can turn them into potential money pits. Classic trucks are often rare gems, and finding one in a good condition can be a challenging quest. The initial investment in acquiring a classic truck is significant, and enthusiasts often find themselves spending a considerable sum of money while fixing them up. Restoring vintage vehicles requires skilled labor, specialized parts, and often involves unexpected surprises such as hidden rust or mechanical issues. As the saying goes, they don't make them like they used to, and finding replacement parts for classic trucks can be both time-consuming and expensive. Now, whether you prefer to salvage old parts to use or find reproductions, also known as repop parts, this all adds to the expense of ownership. Oftentimes, enthusiasts dig deeper into their pocketbooks on a slippery slope as they ask, why just replace something when you can improve on it? That very statement can lead you down a never-ending rabbit hole of customization. My solution to keeping things on a budget here would be to make a plan and stick to it as best as you can. Other than replacing parts, funding could be tied up in labor if you don't have the skills to rent yourself. I think there's nothing wrong with paying somebody to work on your vehicle, as it's a sign of financial success. However, not everybody has deep pockets to pull from, and it could be a good idea to learn during the process of building your truck. Though you'll probably make a lot of mistakes along the way, as it happens to all of us, the damage can hit the pocketbook hard. While classic trucks exude a timeless aesthetic, their mechanical components may not share the same longevity. I'm a firm believer that nothing lasts forever, and you will eventually have to replace every component on your truck if you own it long enough. Now, trust me, I'm not trying to be negative here, but it is only a matter of time when you will have a failure. So obviously, the challenge lies in maintaining and finding replacement parts for engines, transmissions, and other essential items that can become obsolete. This leads to a scenario where the pursuit of perfection can lead to a constant drain on finances as owners strive to keep their classic trucks roadworthy. I know this may sound like a list of reasons of why not to get involved with trucks or customize them, but all vehicles either have or will eventually have their own share of issues. I think this is why classic trucks sometimes get a bad rap, as people buy them expecting them to be bulletproof, but the reality is they're old and tired. On the other side of the spectrum, modern trucks offer a blank canvas for customization, allowing enthusiasts to tailor vehicles to meet their specific preferences. I think in order to make an impact with one of these trucks, you gotta go even harder, as they lack the style of older trucks and simply don't stand out as much. Hence, the pursuit of having a personalized and unique vehicle can turn a new truck into a potential money pit. Furthermore, modern trucks come equipped with advanced technologies and enhanced performance capabilities, yet many enthusiasts may find themselves drawn to the world of customization, eager to stamp their personality on their vehicles. From lifted to lowered suspensions, aftermarket wheels and tires, performance upgrades, and custom paint jobs, the possibilities are endless. However, the quest for uniqueness can quickly escalate into a financial abyss. While the initial investment of a new truck may seem reasonable, the costs associated with customization can spiral out of control. Aftermarket parts, specialized labor, and the inevitable trial and error of achieving the perfect custom look can put a strain on even the most robust budgets. Additionally, as technology advances, integrating custom functions can become increasingly complex, requiring additional investments in modifications. On top of this, people opt for newer vehicles thinking they're not going to have issues, but that isn't always true. Yes, for the most part, picking one up is a more reliable option, but eventually, time and use will win the battle. Take, for example, my 2000 Chevy S10. I had it since new, and it was great in the beginning when everything worked. But the longer I owned it, the more things would go wrong with it. So that's why I eventually threw in the towel by selling it to my friend, as he has more time and desire to work on that truck. While we're at it, let's discuss the value of custom new trucks, as I can admit, the allure of them sucked me in when I was younger. I remember seeing done-up late-model trucks in person and glamorized on magazine covers, and it got me seriously worked up. I figured it was attainable, so I went for it, and eventually worked for a magazine and got my truck on the cover. It was at that point that I finally realized that all of this did not make financial sense. I had a truck that was purchased for $10,000, I dumped $20,000 in mods, and it was worth only $6,000 to $8,000 with depreciation. Though it was glorious to have my truck on the cover of a major magazine, the money it took to get it there did not make sense. I've also talked to others that built new trucks like that as well, and they all had similar experiences. So for me, that truck was a bit of a money pit, as I kept shelling out for it and didn't feel like I was getting enough joy from it. Though I do think it's still a good-looking truck, I just looked at the pros and cons, and there was more cons for me. One of the biggest being that it was no longer practical for me, but on the other hand, it made sense for my buddy. With that being said, I think it's important for truck enthusiasts to navigate a delicate balance between passion and financial sensibility. One factor I think that often gets overlooked in the pursuit of fulfilling an automotive appetite is the resale value. Now, I don't think for most enthusiasts that customizing trucks is about money, but it's also a good idea to not get in over your head in case you ever get strapped for cash and need to get out quick. So let's take a deeper dive into old truck value, because I think it's important to determine whether you have a money pit or not. Now, there are a lot of variables here, but I think the biggest one is what type of vehicle you have. And for the most part, I think that Fords and Chevys typically have more worth. On top of that, classic versions have better value. Classic trucks, if well maintained, restored, or even tastefully customized, can appreciate over time and have proved to have a potential return on investment. Furthermore, when it comes to selling, I think it's key to strike an emotion with a buyer. And old trucks hold a special place in the hearts of so many people because they bring up fond memories of the past. On the other hand, heavily customized new trucks only appeal to a niche market, potentially limiting your sale opportunities and also diminishing your return on initial investment. Some of the problems with new trucks is that they have a high upfront cost, and when you go to customize them, the bill jumps up quickly. You can easily spend $40,000 to $60,000 on just buying a truck and then add, I don't know, let's say $20,000 to $40,000, or the sky is the limit. New trucks are the opposite of classic trucks as they depreciate with time. The values just aren't there to make any financial sense out of any of this. But it's not always the case. I have seen some times where some newer custom truck builds hold their value. It's not, typical, it's pretty rare, but basically what happens is that there's a lot of hype around a vehicle and it ends up being worth more in the eyes of a select few. But for the most part, I'm convinced that newer major truck builds just are money pits, and they can easily suck out all the money from your bank account. Now, there is more to consider here with practicality and daily use. Classic trucks do have some charm, but they might lack some reliability or even some creature comforts that you might find on modern counterparts. So if your thing is more about practicality, daily use, you might want to look into getting a newer truck just for those purposes. Having maybe some more fuel efficiency, maybe having air conditioning or something like that. But I will tell you, when you settle for practicality, it usually lacks in coolness. In the realm of custom trucks, whether it be classic or newer, the line between a passionate hobby and a financial drain is razor thin. Now, if you go with classic trucks, you might have to shell out more over time because it might not be reliable, might have parts that break, so you got to replace all of them. But one thing I will tell you is that you're going to get something that's going to stand out from the rest. You know, you don't see classic trucks on the road as much, so you're definitely going to get some attention with that, maybe some talking points because they might strike memories with people. On the other side, if you don't care about the depreciation value of newer trucks and you want that reliability, practicality, you know, with new trucks you get all that, and you also have a blank canvas for expressing yourself. But do keep in mind the allure of personalization could easily turn into your investment becoming a bottomless pit for expenses. I think any truck can be a money pit, and it's ultimately up to you to decide whether it is or it isn't. You know, maybe you have a truck that's not practical, it's unreliable, parts break, you have to replace them, you've got maintenance bills. But if you enjoy the vehicle, you love it, you're passionate about it, then go for it. Don't let anybody stop you from owning the truck of your dreams. Well, that just about does it for this video, and it's time for me to sign off. Before I go, I want to thank you for watching it, and as always, I ask for you to like this video as it helps us produce more in the future. If you have anything to say, feel free to drop that stuff in the comment section below. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a future video, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.